Good morning and welcome back to the Artfelt Brush. I'm Sarah, your host. It has been a while since I put out my last episode. However, life happened. If you keep up with my blog at all, you'll know that I had a bit of a cancer scare, and I do have a history with cancer, so it was very triggering, and I pulled in, read a lot of books, cuddled up on my couch, spent time with my husband and kiddo, and really put my focus there and not externally at all. So when we left off, I was going to discuss light in paintings and in life. The winter solstice had happened, and it's just such a dark time of year outside, but there's so much beauty that can still come from it. In our house, we love to do candles and twinkly lights and just make it sort of like this magical winter wonderland within our little corner of life. And so I wanted to kind of discuss how that could be applied to healing and to art and all those kind of things. And I wanted to talk a bit about Thomas Kinkade, who is a little bit more of a commercial artist, I know, but was also an artist who, when I was having a very, very tough time, helped me get through that. So my freshman year of college, I went somewhere that I wasn't really thrilled to be going. It felt like I was forced to go there and I didn't have a choice. And so I just felt kind of lonely. Like, I had grown up in a very small town. I did not know how to go by myself into the world and not know anybody in my surroundings and then meet people, which is honestly even something I still have issues with today. And life just felt very overwhelming and big, but there was a Thomas Kinkade gallery downtown, and I was down there one afternoon, and one of the gals working there showed me that if you played with the tuning of the light, making it go dimmer or brighter, the painting changed, so you could almost make each painting look like the sun was setting on it and then rising. And it was just so soothing. So I would go down when I was really stressed or overwhelmed, and I would play with a light dimming switch at the Thomas Kinkade Gallery, which is, I know, very unusual, but it was this moment of light and joy in my life. And I hope maybe that's something you can find in yours when things seem bad or stressful, or you're grieving and life is just too much, it feels too much, to find that corner of light and that little moment that reminds you that there is still good and light and happiness at the end of the tunnel. And also he painted his paintings in a very unique way, right? To be able to get the paintings to do that when the light shifts on them very much has to do with how he was using the darks and lights in his paintings, and really, really making sure that the lights were sitting on top of the darks and midtones, right? Which is something we can definitely apply to our own work. We can take it and we make sure, especially if we're using oils or acrylics, that we're laying down our darks, then we're laying down our midtones, and then we're putting the light on top of that. So, and it's also a really great example that you need both things in the world. You need light and you need dark to balance each other out, to create that contrast. And even in your healing journey, those dark moments make the light moments so much more potent. They just feel like something to be embraced and really lean into, because you don't know when they'll happen again. Anyway, that was kind of where I had been going with it. I am in a different point in my life right now. I kind of got over the cancer scare. So far, all of my tests have come back negative, not showing any signs of cancer. However, there have been some older generations in my family that have passed lately. I do have some people in my life who are sick and struggling, and that is hard to watch. And so I'm kind of just in another weird kind of funk and a weird kind of spot. But I thought, maybe that's a good time to come on here and talk about it and how we move through it and how we can heal from it. And one of those things is I had a group in the art studio on Saturday. I had auctioned off an afternoon with my son and I, and another mother and son came and joined us, and it was just so much fun. There was lots of laughing, lots of bright colors used, and lots of things that remind us that there is joy in life and that we can really lean into that and embrace it. So doing art with community is another way that we can find light to kind of combat anything we're working through. And laughter really is the best medicine, right? Yeah. So, and now I'm just going to keep moving forward. I know I have at least one more episode I would like to do to kind of close out season 1. The summer is coming and my son will be staying home with me over the summer. I really enjoy that time. It's very special to me. I know that life will probably change again soon, that he will be more into going to camps or hanging out with friends, and it won't be so cool to spend the summer just chilling with mom. So I'm going to embrace that while I can. And yeah, and so I will hopefully get one more episode up, and then my blog may continue over the summer, or I may take a break from that as well. But I do appreciate those of you who have listened and followed, and maybe understand some of the conflicts in life. I know that right now I'm definitely working for something. I have a date coming up where there's a funeral, and my son also has an event that he's been working very hard to perform at, and I have to kind of try to choose which one I want to do. And I think being a cancer patient, there's a heaviness to that, because I always look at it like, is this going to be the last time that I could see my son play the piano at a recital? Or is it not? And there will be plenty more that I get to witness, and I should go to the funeral. There's always like this push and pull of what the right answer is. And honestly, where I sit right now, neither way feels good, and I definitely can't make both. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I am at and where I'm struggling, because we all are struggling with something, right? Yeah, otherwise we're just gonna keep enjoying life and doing art and embracing my cute little studio. Although there are a lot of spiders, I'm not the biggest fan of spiders, so hopefully we can get that worked out. So my son and I can spend a lot of time out here this summer. Anyway, I hope that everyone is doing as well as they can be, or figuring out how to work through hard times using creativity. Also, like, as you're listening to these, if there's anything you'd like me to expand on, or you'd like to learn about, or you have a topic that might be great, or hey, even better yet, you'd like to come on and sit here and chat with me in my studio, let me know. Send me a DM. Yeah, and I hope that as you continue on with the rest of May, you find something to inspire the artist within, one brushstroke at a time.